There is one exercise that if you're not doing on a regular basis in your regular everyday playing, that you are leaving a lot on the table. This particular exercise in this video has a plethora of benefits that will serve you in all aspects of your playing and will help with everything that you're working on. And so you should be doing this all the time. It helps with improving pitch. It helps with improving your dynamic range, how soft and how loud you can play. It helps with improving and refining your articulation. It forces you to listen very, very closely to what you're doing, to minor details that you might not catch in your everyday playing. And you're probably wondering, what is this exercise? And that is long tones. Now, before you leave the video saying, I've tried long tones, I don't really notice a difference, they don't really do anything for me, I don't see the benefit. If you have that mentality, that means that you're not doing long tones correctly. And that's the point of this video, is I'm going to walk you through a series of long tone exercises, specific exercises, show you how to do them and how to think about them and how to approach them so that you're getting the most benefit out of them as possible. And I should mention, there is another benefit to working on long tones, and that is if you're trying to expand your range into the low register or the high register, maybe you're trying to get better at your high notes because they sound pinched or out of tune or just really bad. Long tones can be a great way to spend some time on those upper notes in isolation, particularly if you're working on building a solo that brings you up into the high register, such as Stravinsky's Rite of Spring. Maybe you've noticed my shirt here has the opening bassoon solo to the Rite of Spring that starts in that high C. The shirt was generously sent to me by Amadeus Apparel. They have all sorts of shirts with musical jokes and puns and things. And the thing that I was most impressed about with this particular shirt is that it has like the accurate music on it. It has the tenor clef and actually what you read in the bassoon part. So that's pretty rare sometimes when you see music shirts. So I'll throw a link down in the video description where you can check out their shop, and if you use the code bassoon at checkout, you can get a 10% discount on your purchase. I do make a small commission off of any purchases at no extra cost to you. It supports this channel and the work that I do to create free resources for bassoonists. All right, so let's get into long tones. These particular long tones were created by Norman Hertzberg, who is a famous bassoonist and teacher, and they are intended to be part of your daily routine, daily practice routine. I incorporate them into my warm-up routine. If you want to see how they fit into my routine, I will throw a video up here where you can check that out. I actually put long tones second after scales and arpeggios. I like to be warmed up on the bassoon, and I like my bassoon to be physically warmed up because we're primarily measuring for pitch in long tones, and if your instrument is cold, you're not going to get an accurate read from the tuner on pitch. There are basically two rules. You need to always be exactly with the tuner, exactly on green, right in tune. Don't go up and down, particularly when you start notes and end notes. That's actually the biggest culprit you'll find as you practice long tones, is from start to finish keeping it directly on green in tune. And then the other rule is to be exactly with the metronome. I recommend setting the metronome to 60 and just keeping it at that tempo for the entire thing. This particular sheet, which I will link down in the video description so you can get a copy for yourself, has a set of exercises that, and it's all just written on C in the staff. And that's just an example note. These exercises are meant to be used with all notes that you can play on the bassoon, every single chromatic note from low end to high end. You should be making sure that you're practicing long tones in those extreme ranges as well, because often those are the hardest to get in tune and get a consistent sound. So typically how I organize this is that when in my warm-up session, I pick a key of the day, and I typically work around the circle of fifths. So today I'm going to say my key of the day is C major. When I pick a key of the day, I'm going to play any exercises that I do in C major, and for my long tones, I'm going to play every single C that you can play on the bassoon, which in our case, there's 4 Cs that you can play on the bassoon. Now, if you're not comfortable with that high C yet, you don't have to do it, but again, long tones can be a great way to start building your range up into the high register if you're not yet comfortable with those fingerings. You're not switching back and forth between a lot of notes, so it is a good way to just kind of cement that fingering in your head. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate these long tones for you, and I'm going to do all 4 Cs on the first exercise, and then I'm just going to demonstrate the C in the staff for the rest of the exercises, just for the sake of length of this video, because Playing long tones can be really boring, but watching someone play long tones is like watching paint dry, I'm sure. So I won't make you suffer through all of that. But I will show you kind of how the process works from low end to high end on the very first exercise. And I'm going to watch the tuner as I'm playing this exercise. So I'm going to start actually with the C in the staff, the one that's actually written in this exercise. It's always easier to start in the middle register and sort of warm your way up to the more extreme registers. So here's the C that's actually written on this exercise. So I want to make a quick note about what you just heard. You probably saw that for a lot of those C's, I was started low on the pitch and then came up to pitch. That's a really common thing that happens. My instrument's actually just a little bit cold right now, so I think that's part of the culprit. But as you get louder in pitch, it gets even more difficult generally to stabilize that pitch. You tend to get flatter as you get louder most of the time. So as you're going through this, make sure you're adjusting as you go. In each beginning and end of the note is trying to make it one block of sound as best as possible. So here I'm going to try it again with the C above the staff. As you saw, a couple of those notes still weren't in tune. And that's why I say if you haven't noticed a benefit from long tones yet, I don't think you're as engaged as you should be, because you should be completely dialed in the whole time from beginning to start of note and like try to adjust things for the next note if you're not exactly in tune. Here is the low C below the staff. And here is the high C, the highest C on the bassoon. You'll start to notice all the different air speeds and voicing, the shape of the back of your throat, how it needs to change from one register to the next. You'll also notice how you have to kind of adjust things to be able to play softly and then to play loud. So I'm going to do the rest of the exercises, but I'm just going to do the C in the staff for sake of demonstration. So here is number 2. Here is number 3. is number 4. Got a big smiley face for that. This is TE Tuner, by the way, if you want to know the app that I'm using. It is paid, but it is a really wonderful tuner and metronome app if you're looking for one. Here's number 5. A note too, when you start to do low register notes, especially on those last 2 exercises where you're holding for a long time, you may find that you're not able to make it through to the end of the line, and do your best. Like, try to strive to make it through the end of the line. Try to take a really nice breath at the very beginning so you have as much air as possible. If you need to take a breath, you need to take a breath. These exercises help you kind of regulate your air so that you can sustain notes for longer and try to keep them as steady as possible. And if you are finding in any of these exercises with those low notes in particular, like if you're finding that your low C is, if it's not wanting to respond right away, or you get kind of an airy th sound before you start, that can be an indicator that your reed is not responsive enough to be able to play low notes. If I'm not able to start my low C from a pianissimo without a lot of low effort, assuming I have everything set up correctly, my reed is too thick. And there's adjustments that you can make for that. I have videos all over my channel about reed making and adjusting that you can check out. But this can be a good test to see whether your low notes are really working for you or not. And that is the full demonstration of these long tone exercises. I hope you can see how helpful they can be when you start to listen to starts and ends of notes, and listening to how the pitch changes as you're going from very soft to very loud, and how you can learn to regulate your air better with these long tone exercises. Now, you're not going to see results from doing this exercise one time. In our world of instant gratification, long tones are like the opposite of that. They do not give you instant gratification. They give you instant frustration. But if you do them every day, I promise that you will start to see results in your playing within a few weeks. You'll start to notice that your ear will be listening differently to things. You might go to a rehearsal and you might start to notice the pitch, not only your pitch, but the pitch of those around you. And you'll start to notice, especially when people attack notes or release notes, that the pitch changes, and you'll start to hear that because of the work that you're doing in your long tone exercises. Every time you practice these, it's like putting money in the bank. You know, you may not see that money grow right away, but over time builds interest and it compounds, and it helps everything. It helps all different types of your playing. So I challenge you to do these exercises every day for the next 3 weeks and come back to the comment section and tell me what your progress was. Did you notice a difference? Did you notice how it affected other parts of your playing? Did you become a little bit more aware of your pitch in different registers of the bassoon? Let me know how it works for you, but make sure you do it over a longer period of time and then come back and tell me. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.